Hello, I'm Pastor Reva Robinson of the Santa Barbara Seventh-day Adventist Church, and we are open for sermon services Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. You can also see those same messages Saturday afternoons after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And you're welcome to come, bring a mask, and sit with people from your own household. Otherwise, space out a little bit. We've got lots of room and it's comfortable. If you come a little bit early, you can listen to our orchestra play hymn music. We are preaching messages on what Seventh-day Adventists believe. In the month of September, we preached on the Creator, and during the month of October, we preached on what does salvation mean and what is the plan of salvation and redemption for humanity. And then starting next week, we're going to start a new cluster on the church and what is God's intention for the church in the Bible and for his people, and how does it work and how does it make decisions and how do people spread the gospel in a cohesive way. So that's what we're getting into these clusters now. This Sabbath, we're going to talk a little bit about how we experience salvation on a personal basis. It's all built on promises. God makes promises. We don't make promises. When we make promises, we break them. When God makes promises, he keeps them. So when we believe God's promises, we call that faith. And then when God wants to reassure us that he will keep his promises, he makes a covenant pact with us, and then he assures us, even if we die, that we will be raised in the second coming. So one of the things that we first learn about this type of promise and faith and covenant is with Abraham. And God kept making the same promise over and over again to Abraham during his life, that he would be taken by God to a land that would be for him and his descendants, his offspring. And so he had this offspring promise made to him probably half a dozen times over his lifetime. And so after he rescues Lot from his kidnappers and thanks God for making that venture successful, God makes the same promise again, that this land will be for you and your offspring, and you'll have so many offspring you can't even count them all. And through this one offspring, the whole world and all the peoples in the world would be blessed by this one offspring. So we realize that we're part of that promise. Now, because Abraham believed God, and he left his home and walked to the promised land, and his descendants believed God and walked to the promised land, we can have confidence that that same promise actually comes down to us because we're part of the innumerable offspring as the sands of the sea and the stars in the sky. So if you believe God's promises, you have faith. And if you keep his covenants, then you have assurance that is backed up by prophecy. But since prophecy is based on promises, we'll call it promisy. See, it's a promise, you see, not prophecy. Thank you. Come and join us. It's lots of fun.